A Japanese adult film actress was discovered naked in a remote forest, shocking the police with the brutality of the crime. Not only that, the perpetrator even posted seductive photos of the victim before her death on social media to provoke and mock the authorities. This is not just an ordinary murder case, but also reveals a series of perverse crimes orchestrated by the killer. So what clues did the police follow to capture the murderer? Is this merely a simple murder case, or does it conceal some kind of brutal ritual? Let's explore this mysterious case together. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss out on more fascinating videos. A horrifying case has just occurred in Ibaraki Prefecture, Japan, shaking public opinion. On August 18, local police discovered a woman's body tightly tied to a tree in the middle of a desolate forest. What's even more terrifying is that the victim's body was found completely naked. After investigation and verification, the police officially confirmed the victim's identity as Rina Arano, a 23-year-old woman living in Bunkyo Ward, Tokyo. This information quickly attracted public attention, not only due to the seriousness of the crime, but also because of her unique background. The police were able to quickly identify the victim because earlier, on August 6, Rina's family had reported her missing. Rina Arano was not just an ordinary citizen, she was also a familiar name in Japan's adult film industry. She had a significant fan base and frequently appeared in adult entertainment productions. Therefore, when her body was found, both the police and media were able to quickly identify the victim. The victim's family recounted that on August 5, Rina Arano told her parents she was going out to meet a friend. But from that moment on, no one was able to contact her. At first, the family thought she had simply gone on a trip and would soon return. However, when their daughter's phone suddenly became unreachable, her parents began to worry. They tried to gather information from Rina's friends, but found no clues. The case was quickly handed over to the Ibaraki Prefectural Police for further investigation. It wasn't until the morning of the 18th that the police found Rina Arano's body. The case became even more complicated when, about 30 minutes after discovering Rina Arano's body, seductive photos of the victim unexpectedly appeared on social media. This immediately caught the attention of the investigators, as it not only raised questions about the identity of the person who uploaded the images, but also cast doubt on the true motive behind the crime. Many believe this could have been a provocation by the killer, aiming to mock the police and divert the investigation. The appearance of these images, right after the discovery of Rina Arano's body, seemed far from coincidental. It raised the theory that the killer may have been monitoring the investigation process or had even pre-planned a psychological game with the police. This also raises the question of whether the killer acted alone or had accomplices helping to cover up the crime and manipulate information online. The investigation team concluded that this was clearly a premeditated murder, in which the killer had meticulously planned every detail. Dumping the body in the forest was not only an attempt to dispose of evidence, but could also carry some dark message. In addition, investigators are also considering the possibility that the killer used social media as a tool to manipulate public opinion or send signals to others involved. Forensic doctors also conducted an autopsy and confirmed that the cause of death was a broken hyoid bone, a common sign in cases where the victim was strangled. Based on the level of decomposition, they estimated the time of death to be about 1-2 weeks before the body was discovered. To clarify further, the police consulted Professor Takahisa Okuda, a leading forensic expert. The professor examined the victim's body and concluded that the hyoid bone could only be broken under extremely strong pressure. This reinforces the theory that Rina was strangled to the point of suffocation, leading to her death. Additionally, investigators examined other traces on the body to determine whether any form of torture or assault occurred before the victim died. If there were signs of beating or unusual bruising around the neck, it would further support the theory that this was a deliberate murder rather than an accident or unfortunate incident. Based on the gathered evidence, the police immediately narrowed down their investigation, focusing on the victim's last known movements before her disappearance. They meticulously reviewed surveillance data from street security cameras, cross-referencing it with Rina Arano's call logs and phone history. From there, the investigation team traced Rina's movements and discovered that the last recorded image of her before her disappearance was captured by a security camera on June 5, right outside JR Mito Station in Ibaraki Prefecture. In the footage, she was standing alone, constantly looking around before a man approached her. Their conversation was brief, suggesting that their meeting had been prearranged. The man then led her to a car, and they both drove away. By analyzing the vehicle's license plate and the victim's communication records, the police identified the man accompanying Rina Arano as Hiroyuki Sanpei. The police immediately summoned Sanpei for questioning. During interrogation, he admitted that he had met Rina through a social media platform and that they had met once before. According to the suspect's statement, on the morning of June 5, he drove to pick up Rina and took her to a private vacation villa he owned. Notably, this villa was located less than 2 kilometers from where Rina's body was discovered, making it impossible for the police to rule out the possibility that it was the last place she was alive. These details only deepened suspicions about Sanpei's true involvement in the case. Was this just a casual meeting between 2 acquaintances from social media, or was there a meticulously planned scheme behind it? The police decided to visit Sanpei's villa to uncover the mysteries surrounding Rina Arano's suspicious death. During the investigation, a search of Hiroyuki Sanpei's villa led the police to several critical pieces of evidence that could be directly linked to Rina Arano's mysterious death. However, the most chilling discovery was the existence of a secret room hidden deep in the villa's basement. It was a windowless space with only one exit, concealed behind a heavy steel door. Inside the dark room, police found an old mattress with scattered blankets and pillows, suggesting that someone had either slept or been held captive there. Even more disturbingly, they found Rina's mobile phone discarded in the corner of the room, its screen shattered, but with stored data still intact. Beyond personal belongings, police also discovered rope marks on the bed frame and scratch marks on the concrete walls, as if someone had desperately tried to escape. A small surveillance camera was also found in the corner of the room, but its data storage drive had been removed. Additionally, they discovered a pair of handcuffs under the mattress and a broken piece of rope. The room's heavy, moldy stench, combined with these unsettling traces, led the police to believe it had been used for some depraved purpose. But the most shocking detail was found within Sanpei's personal phone. Upon examining the phone's data, police discovered numerous photos of Rina Arano in handcuffs, posed seductively. These images raised suspicions that the victim might have been forced into violent games and completely controlled. Based on the victim's posture in the photos, experts suggested that she had been tightly restrained for an extended period, making it highly likely that she had been unable to resist. The traces found in the villa further hinted at a disturbing captivity process. Some experts even suspected that Sanpei might have used various methods to subdue the victim, ensuring she had no chance to escape. When questioned by police about the photos he took with Rina, Sanpei immediately claimed that all the images were taken with her consent and completely denied any illegal detainment. However, his statement was quickly contradicted when police investigations uncovered evidence that directly refuted his claims. The first piece of evidence came from the data retrieved from Sanpei's car's dashboard camera. Footage from the dashcam revealed that Sanpei had driven to the remote forest where the victim's body was later found. His suspicious presence at the crime scene made it impossible for the police to dismiss his involvement in the case. But the investigation into Sanpei's background revealed an even more alarming truth than what the public had previously known. He was not just a wealthy heir from a rich family, but was also infamous for his extravagant and indulgent lifestyle. Sources revealed that Sanpei frequently visited elite entertainment venues, attended lavish parties, and maintained complex relationships with numerous individuals in high society. More importantly, this was not the first time Sanpei's name had appeared in law enforcement records. Previous investigations had linked him to various controversial incidents, from scandals involving private parties and suspicious relationships to allegations of violent behavior, though the police had never gathered enough evidence to prosecute him. Anonymous witnesses revealed that Sanpei had a particular obsession with power dynamics and control games, even exhibiting signs of sadistic behavior towards women. This raises the question of whether Sanpei's past violent behavior was an early warning sign for this case. With mounting evidence and inconsistencies in Sanpei's statements, the police decided to expand their investigation. They not only focused on the details of Rina Arano's case, but also traced his previous activities. In particular, they aimed to uncover his true motive. Was this just a random murder, or was there a premeditated plan behind luring Rina to the secluded villa? Many theories emerged regarding how Hiroyuki Sanpei approached Rina Arano. One that caught the public's attention was the possibility that he had used online dating apps to lure her in. Investigators suspected that Sanpei might have created anonymous accounts to easily approach young women in the entertainment industry. Despite being an adult film actress, Rina Arano, like many other women, may have used dating platforms or social media to connect with others. If Sanpei had indeed contacted her this way, he could have made an enticing offer, perhaps a private meeting with a large sum of money. In Japan's entertainment industry, it is not uncommon for some celebrities to accept meetups with wealthy individuals as a means of earning extra income. This led the police to suspect that Sanpei exploited this aspect to set a trap, making Rina feel safe and unaware of the danger ahead. Moreover, about 6 years ago, he purchased the secluded villa in Ibaraki Prefecture, where Rina's body was later found. Notably, at the time of the purchase, Sanpei had not yet divorced his ex-wife. When questioned about this marriage, his neighbors revealed that Sanpei had claimed he was separated due to health reasons, but the truth was entirely different. According to police reports, the real reason for the divorce was that Sanpei had previously been arrested for assault, an act of violence that ultimately led his wife to leave him for good. After the divorce, Sanpei moved to Minami-Ashigara City in Kanagawa Prefecture, but frequently returned to the villa on weekends. Some witnesses stated that Sanpei did not live alone in the villa. Instead, he often brought women there. According to neighbors, every time he returned, he was accompanied by a different woman. On average, he had a new companion every 1 or 2 months. These details led police to suspect that Sanpei might have followed a recurring pattern, luring young women through social media, bringing them to his villa, and possibly having more victims yet to be discovered. Despite the growing body of evidence linking Hiroyuki Sanpei to Rina Arano's death, he adamantly denied all accusations. When questioned, Sanpei claimed that after bringing Rina to the villa, he later dropped her off at a nearby store, and they never contacted each other again. This statement directly contradicted the evidence collected by the police. In particular, the photos found on his phone, which showed Rina in handcuffs, along with data from his car's dashboard camera, confirmed that he had driven to the forest where Rina's body was discovered. While police continued their investigation, Sanpei's family was in shock over the allegations against him. They refused to believe that he could commit such a brutal murder, even describing him as calm, well-mannered, and never displaying signs of violence. Some of Sanpei's relatives expressed disbelief, stating that they could not imagine him being involved in such a gruesome case. Meanwhile, Rina Arano's family was still waiting for justice to be served. Her parents were devastated upon learning that their daughter had not only been murdered, but also left naked in a desolate forest. Rina's family repeatedly urged the police to conduct a thorough investigation and ensure that the perpetrator did not escape justice. Although the evidence increasingly pointed against Sanpei, the police had yet to file any formal charges. Investigators emphasized that they needed more time to gather sufficient evidence to ensure a thorough and objective prosecution. Meanwhile, the Japanese public reacted strongly to the case. Many expressed concern that this might not have been Sanpei's first crime and that there could be other undiscovered victims. Some feared that if the investigation took too long, public trust in the justice system might erode, while also giving the suspect more time to destroy or hide crucial evidence. On social media and news platforms, discussions about Sanpei became a hot topic. However, experts warned of the dangers of spreading unverified information online, which could compromise the objectivity of the investigation. The police urged the public to remain calm and patient while waiting for official results, while also encouraging anyone with relevant information to come forward. They emphasized that even the smallest clue could help shed light on the case and bring justice to the victim. To aid the investigation, police set up a hotline and called on anyone who had interacted with Rina Arano or Hiroyuki Sanpei prior to the crime to provide statements. While no final conclusions had been reached, the case had already raised serious questions. Was Rina Arano the only victim, or were there others who had suffered a similar fate but remained undiscovered? In the coming days, the official findings of the police investigation would be crucial in determining the truth and delivering justice for the victim's family. The public remained closely engaged, awaiting a clear response from law enforcement. This case was not just about one mysterious death, it also exposed deep-seated concerns about hidden dark corners within society. Thank you for following this story. See you in our next video.